Alright, to install a cassette, we're going to need the wheel, a cassette, grease, a lock ring freewheel tool, and a wrench to use on this freewheel tool. Alright, now we're going to be installing a 9-speed SRAM cassette onto a Shimano splined free hub body. Shimano bodies and SRAM cassettes are splined the same. There's one wider gap and one wider spline. So find that wider gap and the wider spline, line them up, and slide that down on there. Now this cassette has 8 cogs in the cluster and one more cog that you're going to slide down. If your cassette is spaced out differently, separated out differently, then you're going to want to find those spacers and match them up. If you get the spacers wrong, your shifting is going to be affected. So find that wider spline, line it up, and drop it down. And like always, get a little bit of grease on those threads on the lock ring, and make sure that your lock ring has this crush washer. If it doesn't have the crush washer, then once you get it tightened, once you try to take it off again, it's going to be pretty difficult. So again, start those threads by hand.
You mentioned how the metal was soft earlier.
Okay, I'm going to go from back here. Okay, now start those threads by hand. The metal on these lock rings is pretty soft, so even by hand, if you're not careful, you can start to cross thread those, and make sure this top cog stays in place. And this lock ring is set to 40 Newton meters, which is pretty tight. So take your Shimano splined cassette tool, freewheel tool, and tighten it down. And your cassette is installed.